Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Pabs, a writing VTuber and an artist, and today we're going to be working on some additional coloring for the comic pages. I have not made much progress since last time. My life has been a little bit chaotic, but hopefully we'll be able to get some good work done in today. I am looking forward to it. Quite frankly, I am actually having quite a bit of fun trying to figure out the comic coloring process. You know, kind of on my own terms. It's definitely. The strange thing is that I'm very much expecting it to evolve over time, but I think like right now I'm just trying to do my best and have fun with it. Okay. Color pick from layer. Is this gonna work? I don't know what that did exactly. But yeah, I finished up panel 3 in the meantime. I'm kind of, I don't know, did I show this on stream? No, I definitely did this on my own time, actually. But yeah, I'm happy with how this panel turned out in particular. I want to figure out a little bit more with like the beam effect, or you know, how I can make like the light beam look more powerful. What I'm actually thinking, actually, as I say that, might be something like a kind of like some kind of like dot effects or something. Let's see, what do I got? Oh, this might be good. Let's try this one. No, not quite. Okay, hang on. We might have did something here. It's very subtle, but I actually like the idea of having those. However, I do still think that it needs like a little bit more like punch. So what I want to do actually. Hang on, I think I've understood the way that I got to do this. So I got to use one of these hatching pens. I got to use one of these ones here. And I am going to probably figure out which filter works best for it. This one's actually kind of snazzy. You know, it has almost like a purple tinge to it. Maybe the issue here is that it's pure white and it's not some other color. So what I maybe should do is that I should like grab this red here and turn it into like an even brighter pink. And use that as the basis for the color. No, the thing is, right, as well, that makes it look less concentrated. I want it to look more concentrated, if that makes sense. Hold on. Idea slowly forming. No. Unless... Unless I manage to... Okay, this is definitely not the right mode for it. I think Vivid Light would probably be the best one. Yeah, okay. How do I make... Okay, so like my thing is I want to make this, but brighter white. If that makes sense, so... Okay, I need to set this to like normal mode. And then I need to figure out what exactly I'm doing. Yeah, it's going to be the clincher. I think as well something that I could try doing is I could try adding a... it would have to be further up, though. It needs to be like a a drop shadow for the plume of steam itself. As well as that, I think I should erase some of the plume of steam so the background pokes through. Where is that plume of steam coming from anyway? There it is. I don't know why. I cannot possibly explain why. I think it's maybe because of like the pink color, but for some reason this reminds me a little bit of that one dude who like makes weird things, hyper like realistic objects out of chocolate and everything. Anthony Guaychon or whatever his name is. It reminds me a little bit of that. Hmm. Okay, if I get this rotated. Yeah, okay, I think that fits it a little bit better. Now then, the other matter is... Okay, so I don't like how it looks like when the particles are back here. I like it when they're out here. And then as well as that, the other issue is going to be this. So I think the best way to do this is to expand it as it kind of goes out like this. Oh god, that looks so weird. And then maybe narrow it back here. And then bring it up here. No, that's... So then it curves unnaturally. Like it looks like a bottleneck almost. Yeah, maybe having it be like a straight line would be what's best. That way it's not out of the question, so I also increase the tone of it. Let me rasterize this thing real quick. I think I do, besides the ways that I constantly mention, right, of, how streaming helped me improve my art thing, because, besides the fact that it's also just the consistency of it, I think that another reason it's helped a lot is because now I have how do I put this? I have I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. There's a thing called like the rubber duck method. It originated in programming, because of course it did. But the idea is that if you don't know how to figure out a problem, you have like a little like toy in at your desk. It can be a rubber duck. It could be literally anything. But you have a little toy at your desk, and you talk to that toy as if it were a real person, and you basically explain to it your problem, right? So you're like, okay, so this isn't working because X, Y, and Z, and doing that helps you kind of figure out the solution to the problem itself. It's honestly a really neat idea. I haven't found it to be particularly helpful most of the time. I maybe just have not mastered it appropriately. But it seems like it would be an interesting thing. In any case, what I'm trying to get at is that I think that's another way that my art has improved, is that like I have that, proverbial rubber duck now. Even if I'm just talking to myself for a lot of the time, or if people are just quiet, that's also good for me, because it lets me, my attempt to fill the otherwise dead air is going to be me trying to go through my process and go like blah 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 blah, and halfway through it'll be like, wait, hang on, maybe this is why it isn't working. Since I have to, since kind of like explaining my actions out loud like that might help from time to time. That's what I think, at least. Not to mention, I just love the sound of my own voice. I joke, but that is actually a good thing. You know, if you don't like how you sound, that is a difficult position to be in, particularly if, like me, you like being a streamer, because, you know, I know a lot of people will be like, oh no, I can't listen to my VODs, I'll just like cringe. Meanwhile, I'm just like over here eating popcorn. And, you know, there's a lot of reasons people can dislike their own voices, and while I think that everybody's voice has something good to it, I also don't think it's good to like force yourself to like it. You know, if there's something that you're dissatisfied with, you can of course change it. But I think like what's most valuable in that case is often just like listening to what people and you know like about your voice. You know, back in the day, I didn't really like one time I was told like I have a deep voice or I have like a I have a weirdly deep voice. So and you know that made me like it more. Somebody said it was one of those like cis euphoria moments, right? Like it was like a very gender affirming moment. Like somebody was like, "Yeah, I like your voice. It sounds very deep and masculine." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." So I think everybody needs a moment like that or similar to that to enjoy their own voice, and I feel like that's super important to have. You know, like obviously my voice is not the deepest. It's not, you know, the most anything, right? But it is mine and it is deeper than someone else's, and I like that it's deeper than the average person's. So that's, you know, my little victory over it. And that's kind of what you have to pride yourself on. I think that laser in this now has a lot more impact. However, I do need to work on panel 4, which is why we started this. God. I really wish there was a way to like stop to retain the benefits of like working with this frame without having zero access to the other frames. At least I think that's how it has to be. I could be wrong on that one. I could just be tripping. That being said, I do want to make it look like the light is coming from behind Hawk in this one to kind of emphasize the fact that she is running away. Yeah, there we go. Oh shoot, am I working on the same layer as I... Oh no, hang on. I might have been working on the same layer as the base color, which is a big no-no. Oh yeah, I was about to do a big time no-no. Also, there's some stuff missing here, which I don't know why that happened. Oh well, another one of life's little mysteries, I suppose. I want to at least color it. I know this is the final colors for this are not going to be this kind of like gunmetal gray, but I still need to have them colored in just in case. Because I do not trust that I will remember that they are that color. Like, why is it so sharp and prickly? Why are you like this? Okay, and then what we can do... Okay, fill this in. Okay. Then add something like this. Oh yeah. So speaking of like comic making and frames and everything, so Clip Studio Paint recently released its 2.0 update. Now, if you don't remember what went down, I'm gonna say like, hold on, I'm gonna do a quick blur here. Just a little bit of a blur to make this look less sharp. If you don't remember what happened, what went down, I want to say like 3 months ago or so. Celsius essentially tried to introduce a bunch of AI garbage and subscription-based stuff. They basically wanted to turn Clip Studio Paint into, or thought about at least, turning Clip Studio Paint into an AI-powered Photoshop, which is definitely overselling what the problem was, but it's that was the crux of the issue, that they wanted to introduce technology using AI. They wanted to turn it into like a monthly subscription model. And thankfully, for the most part, they've walked that back. I think the subscription model thing is still more or less on the table, but it's done in a more tasteful way, because you can't choose to buy for like a month's subscription of access, but they still have like the pay once and you've paid forever option, as well as the fact that they're no longer charging. So the way that they're doing their subscription model is very unique, because rather than charging you for access to the application, they're charging you for updates to the application. So if you buy if you buy Clip Studio Paint version 2.0 once forever, you buy Clip Studio Paint version 2.0, that's yours forever to keep. But once version 3.0 comes out, you'll need to buy an upgrade license or something like that, which isn't great, but it's fine. It's not really that big of a deal. It's definitely not as big of a deal as it could have been, which I'm happy with. But also, if they ever try something like this again, I don't know what I will do. But that's beside the point. I have actually been looking into some of the features they have for version 2.0, and they look pretty slick. They have this fisheye lens ruler, which seems really interesting. Or at the very least, I'm interested in it. I love me some wacky rulers. Yeah. Like, the thing is, right? You can't trust technology companies these days. Hell, you can't trust most companies these days, but especially not technology companies. But the problem is they do make products that make my workflow better. So it's not necessarily me trusting them. It's more like me being interested in the product they're selling, which is how business works. Ooh, actually, I like this being kind of all purple like that. That makes sense to my brain. It occurs to me that sentence was a little bit deranged. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but like, once I know that, like, I think one of the marks that you've like progressed as an artist at least a little bit is that your brain will just tell you like, no, this is wrong, once you like beef something. So it's not telling you it's bad, it's just telling you it's wrong. So like, if I mess up the shadow somewhere, and my brain will be like, no, this doesn't seem like it. This doesn't seem like what would happen. I'm like, okay, brain, let's try something else. That's also pretty magical. Let's see. Do it like this. And like this. Okay, can I... Wait. Does it just let me choose? Okay. Okay, that's cool. So, I didn't realize this, but apparently this blue tint is just like UI only. If you select the color underneath it, it just selects the color, which is fabulous for me, because I was really hoping I wouldn't have to switch layers every single time I wanted to color pick something. Now I just have to do a short jaunt over to panel 2. Life is good. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then there we go. Okay. I am worried that like the color's gonna look a little too crispy by the end of this, if that makes sense. But I'm going to try my best to avoid doing that, and I have some methods to avoid that as well, which I will be deploying to my fullest extent. I'm also going to need to remember to use my wand expansion trick here, where I have to just select here and then expand by 1 pixel, and then fill in with the color that I actually want, which gets rid of like some dead space here and there, or like some unfilled pixels here and there. God, I still can't think. I'm still thinking about the Ishin video, the Ishin playthrough from yesterday. Like, I'm still thinking about like the mystery stew that I got served up. The thing is, right? Most Yakuza games take place in like modern day Japan, and so the food there is pretty good. But like, this is just like old, Edo, like Bakamatsu period Japan. So the food is like, even when it's good, occasionally it can be of like questionable quality and or origins, like the mystery stew. And you kind of have to wonder, like, okay, are we accidentally making Sakamoto Ryoma eat human flesh? Which is a legitimate and I wouldn't say unfounded concern of mine, considering where we first found this strange stew. Yeah, sometimes it's a mystery stew because you want it to be a surprise, but sometimes it's a mystery stew because whatever ingredients you use will need to remain a mystery for you to not be sent to jail. I feel like I made Hawk's neck a little too thick here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah, there we go. The great thing about coloring is that I can fill in some gaps that would not be otherwise noticeable in the black and white. Because if you take a look at this panel in the black and white version, which I will bring up in just a second, like I don't know if, I mean, you know what, we can fill that in just real quick. We can fill that in. And now my soul will know peace. Okay. Right, let's also get some of this helmet action in here. Okay. Oh wait, I've got an idea for this. Hang on. Not quite what I was aiming for. Hang on. Walk that back a little bit. Today I am a genius. And never mind. It's not too. No, it's probably best to do it the normal way. Yeah, the thing is, right, I'm a little bit of scared of taking shortcuts without knowing the end result first. Like, if I know that it's gonna be fine. Jolly troublesome, jolly troublesome truck. Thank you for the follow. My apologies. I don't know why that little pop-up isn't playing right now. I think that's been happening a lot to people lately. Rather, Stream Elements is just inconsistent, but thank you for the follow. Let's see. What was I doing again? Right, the helmet. Yeah. So the thing is, right, because it's the first time I'm like getting a comic printed, I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing is going to be fine. I can, once I... Oh, this is the wrong layer to be doing this. Once I know, like, oh yeah, you can have a little bit of jaggy lines, that's fine. Like right here, for example, I want to make sure that the lines aren't like too jaggy. I could always print it myself. Rice Barrel Persona, thank you very much. Let's see, but yeah, once we get this printed, I'll be like, okay, yeah, this part here is fine, this part here is fine. I can just like half-ass this in the future. I gotta put my whole ass into this first draft, especially because it's the first work I'm getting printed ever. I especially feel like that. I feel like I need to. I've got something to prove. God, yeah. Oh, right. I was talking also as well about the Clip Studio Paint update structure, right? How they have like monthly upgrade plans now, which is not the worst. What do you call? Not the worst. The power of proving. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not the worst model that they could have, which I am at the very least happy about, or not endlessly frustrated about. But the thing is that while it works, I'm worried about the way that subscription-based services are creeping into literally everything. So to give you an example, apparently Panera Bread has a subscription model that you can opt into. I think like it gets you unlimited free drinks, I think, if you sign up for like the Panera monthly subscription. And I imagine some other benefits as well, like probably some discounts or something. And while I'm not happy about that, I don't know how to put it, but I feel like Panera Bread customers are 100% the type of people who would invest in something like that. I don't know how to put it. Like, I feel like Panera is one of those restaurants. Like, I have hardly been to Paneras. They don't really have them around where I've lived. But I feel like they have... I don't know how to put it. Like, I feel like Panera is the kind of place where people who would buy like subscription-based models for restaurants would go buy stuff, which makes sense. But I don't know why it clicked so immediately. What was I doing? Right, okay, so right here, add 1 pixel to this, fill that in, there we go. Man, this art stuff is easy. I don't know why it took me 23 years to get good at it. Oh, hang on. Now there's an issue. Where is the red on this coming from? Show me where the red's coming from. Did I accidentally bake this red onto Oh, okay, that's where it's coming from. Okay, we gotta... Oh, right, that's why I did it like this. Okay. Okay, so I just gotta erase this part here. That's fine. Where was I? Okay, scoop that up like this. Seal that up like that. Expand the pixel by 1, fill that in, and erase this a little bit here. No, okay, this little like horn here doesn't work. Oh, hang on, I think I see what I was going for here. Okay, where's the rough eraser? I require its services. Okay, cool. Now I actually have to seal this up further a little bit like this, because I feel like that works better. Yeah, there we go. It's weird that the helmet looks darker with the color than without it. It's one of those weird quirks of color work. Yeah, because the thing is, right, I did have some fill shadows in the normal one, but like not like to this extent. Or rather, because I'm not relying on just fill shadows anymore, I can go a little bit more ham like this. Let's see, kind of like that. And then like that. No, not quite. No, also no. Yeah, I think that's closer to it. Yeah. This is how we do it. I feel like I'm almost like going back to how this feels like. Sometimes it does feel like I'm like rearranging a thing of furniture. Like nope, a little bit more to the left, a little bit more to the left. Yes, now angle it. Perfect. Suddenly the shadow has become the new sofa that I'm currently reclining on with my friends. We are sharing beers and pizza for a job well done of moving my furniture. Hmm. No, not quite. Yeah, I like that. I like that effect that it has. I could probably also clear up just a little bit right here. Just a tiny bite. That's how my brother and I used to bother each other for food. We'd be like, just one tiny bite. Those are good times. I hope he's doing well now. Do we need like an even darker metal color? No. That's not going to be... That's not right. That being said... Okay. It always feels a little funny coloring in this the gigantic like wing like helmet flap thing. It just feels like such a... I actually helped design the helmet as well for the character, and I'm glad I gave it this like giant helmet swoop thing. Actually, that might have been Rafa's idea as well, but I'm glad we decided to give it to Hawk anyway, because it's just so much fun to play around with. It's kind of difficult to figure out sometimes, but I enjoy like I enjoy like braining out how the swoop needs to behave. Plus, it's just like a good iconic character to trademark. Hmm. Metal is certainly interesting to shade as well. Although I feel like I'm definitely gonna take a minute to get the proper hang of it. But every single panel that I fill, I'm gonna get just a little bit better. Okay. Let me click this. Expand by 1 pixel, fill it in. And good to go. Hmm. Okay, and then do we have... Okay, we have the jetpack reference for how the collar color should behave. I should also probably try to make this... There we go. So the little swoosh can have the shadow up here. I'll make this the snout shadow. There we go. Very classy. That being said, I do want to change up the color of the shadow on the clothing here, because I feel like if I don't give it a proper color, it's going to be easily confused for like more metal. There we go. Different enough to work. Okay, then next up, Okay, next up will be the handle and the trigger for the gun. We're not going to get a good look at the handle, so we'll mostly need to worry about the trigger. Why did that select a different color? Because I'm on the wrong layer, that's why. It also occurs to me now that I've, hold on. I have left the undershirt here, the underside part of the shirt here, unshaded, which simply will not do. Okay. There we go. Actually, this part here could use a little bit of shading as well. Just a little bit. Just a touch. Just a mite. Some kind of purple leakage going on over here. Let me fix it. Why is that happening? Oh, I think I know why. No? Hang on. Okay, why is this little purple bar here happening? I know I'm not crazy. I know that that's there. Although it is hardly visible, but it's still bugging me. I don't know what the origin of it is. This part here is definitely the result of not filling it into the border, which I'll have to fix. Or maybe it... Okay, if I make this normal... No, that's not the issue then. Is that also an issue in the black and white version? Kind of, yeah. What's going on there? Although, there is a very simple fix to this problem, I think. Which is to just expand everything a little bit. Let's see. 101. Shift it up and up a bit. How's that? Yeah, there we go. Just a little bit of a just a little bit of a nudge like that won't really change much to the viewer. It's a 1% difference after all, but it can make all the difference in the world. So I guess the next obvious question would be, where else is this happening and why? I can see it in places like here. I'm guessing again it's because I wasn't so good with like coloring in the borders. Or rather, I didn't need anywhere, in none of the other pages except this one, it had such dramatic black lighting, so it needed the painting filled with borders, but I can fix that up no problem. It's really good that I can show what's happening on screen as I explain it, because otherwise I think my explanations would be just so much pure instinct that it wouldn't make sense to anyone but myself. Yeah, it's a good thing the visual arts is a visual medium, as the name implies. I need to get better at explaining things. I think that's definitely, like, being more coherent in my explanations is definitely something that's going to need to be on the table. You know, as time goes by. They say that you ought to invest in yourself after all. Although I don't know what kind of lessons you would need to take to be better at explaining things. Nobody's good at teaching the first time around, I imagine. I think what might have also caused this is the fact that I've been using vector layers for these earlier shadings. I think that might be the causing the problem as well, although it's impossible to know. Like over here, you don't really see that happening, right? I wonder why that is. I don't know, maybe I already caught it in an earlier bit. Still. Well, I don't think it could be a big problem. It might definitely still be a problem. Hmm. I guess I could just copy and paste my solution then, couldn't I? This, one additional percent. Keep aspect ratio. Okay. And then, yeah, okay, the problem's fixed. Thank goodness. Crisis averted, folks. Oh yeah. I read about another bit of news that apparently Microsoft Teams, if you had an office job, you either know Slack or you know Microsoft Teams. Those are the two main powerhouses in terms of like workplace chat and chatting. I guess Discord if you want to feel saucy about it, but I would not you could not pay me to use Discord at my workplace. I don't know, it just feels perverse. But yeah, Slack and Teams are the two big office software communication suites. And apparently, Teams is going to introduce and I don't know how to describe this. You know how like you can on like Apple phones you can send text messages that have like animated avatars. Teams is basically going to have the same thing, but for meetings and discussions. So you can have like a little talking avatar ahead of yourself rather than yourself, which means we might get a new and exciting wave of people who are introduced to VTubing through through their office jobs with Microsoft Teams, which I for one cannot wait for. Unless they come from my office, in which case I'm going to be laying low. It wouldn't be life ruining if people at my office job knew that I did the streaming thing, but I certainly wouldn't be able to enjoy myself as much knowing that they might be listening. Okay. Oh, wait, no, we still need to do the gun on this panel. But the good news is that I am getting faster at this, even if it is little by little, because this panel took me approximately 40 minutes, and last time panel 1 took me like an hour plus. So I think I'm doing pretty well for myself. All told. Let's see. Hmm. There we go. That also helps a little bit. The funny thing is, right, I don't know how big the printing pages are going to be for this anthology. I feel like they're going to be like a decent size, but hold on. I do feel like they're probably going to be like a decent-ish size. So I don't know, if I do slip up, how much will I be able to get away with? Which might not be the best way of looking at it, but it is, you have to have like that kind of like understanding of your own damage liability. That was actually one of the big early stage challenges with making this, was figuring out just what the hell we were going to use for our page size. I eventually settled on 11 by 17, 11 inches by 17, because apparently that's, if not the exact scale, it's the main kind of aspect ratio of most American comics. So I figured that would be appropriate. No, it's a little bit too early to have both of them there. I'll have one and then the other, but not the third. I don't know if that makes the gun look a little too big. It might, but just a little bit, right? Hmm. There we go. Then next, I guess it'll be the highlights and the shadows on the gun. Okay. Yeah, this should actually extend all the way up here, come to think of it. Or maybe not, just a little bit below. Or rather, just a bit further up. Okay. Then just a little bit up here. Is this right? Or maybe more like this. There we go. But yeah, thinking on it, since the main goal is to have this ready by April 1st, right? I think the goal then would be, since this is a 12-page comic, would be at least 4 of these. Well, no, it would actually have to be way more than 4, since, we're already midway through March. Better step on the gas a little then. On the bright side, I think this page is pretty much done in terms of shading. Good stuff. And now we have a little bit of a method. The next one should also take less time on account of the fact that, we're not... There we go. The next one should also take less time on account of the fact that we don't need to pick the colors. They'll be pretty similar to what's going on here. Let's see. Or, actually, what occurs to me is that we should probably change the color of the borders here. So, I'm going to go ahead and select this bit over here. That didn't select a dang thing. Why must you betray me? No, actually what I want to select is this purple color here. Now that one I'm going to change to a green. Is green good? Maybe like a brighter blue. Oh, maybe red. Red might be nice. May increase the luminosity a little bit to show that it's supposed to be like white. It presents a little bit of a pickle because if it's too light, then the issue becomes that if it's too similar to the previous color, then the issue becomes that it doesn't make sense. Conversely, if it's a radically different color, then it might become a little bit confusing to the reader. Maybe should I turn the saturation back up? This is what it'd be like if the wallpaper was red. Let me drink some water and get back to this. Oh yeah, that reminds me. It was the Ides of March the other day. So happy Ides of March to everyone who celebrates. Although the funny thing is, I did learn today that apparently originally the Ides of March was a time used in Roman culture to settle old debts, which makes the fact that Caesar got assassinated during that time even funnier. Like my dude was walking around with like a bunch of praetorians who were like very obviously not happy with how he was ruling the population. And the praetorians were like, fuck it, let's stab him on the literal day designated payback day. Like, no fucking wonder the oracle told him to beware the Ides of March. Like, what did he think? That somebody wasn't gonna do the funniest thing possible and stab him during that thing? Come on, man. That one was his to lose. Then again, being ganged up on by 23 guys isn't always a favorable affair. Okay, so I think maybe what we do, instead of just changing the background there, we also have to change the background for Hawk. The colors for Hawk. Can we turn her blue? Ooh, I actually like these colors quite a bit as well. No. Colors looking pretty good so far. Thank you, Jupiter. I am endeavoring my best. How's your day been? Let's see. Wait, did I just select to merge all visible layers? Oh dear god. Also, I can't wait to see how eye-searing this is going to look once I turn off the preview for CMYK. Yeah, I think turning her blue was maybe the right call. Got home and chillin'. Very nice. No, hang on. Blue was not the right call. You know why? Because now she doesn't stand out from the background. So I think maybe the answer isn't to make her cooler, but maybe to make her redder. Hang on, we have the technology for this. Okay, I think that might be good. Yeah, okay. What I might do is actually apply that same trick to this one here, because even though the color should light up her clothing, this is still a red beam. What the hell is all this? Oh, hey, that actually presents a pretty good opportunity. But not the exact one that I'm looking for. Merge selected layers. Copy and paste these. Let's remove the lighten filter for the moment. We'll figure that out in just a minute. Tonal correction, gradient map, sunset. Set that to lighten. Yes? No. There's not enough contrast. We'll need to use something else. This might actually work, actually. Hang on. What's this one? Hard light. What's going on over here? Oh, that's weird. Alright, I'm going to need to fix that in just a minute. Oops. Alright, that should be good. And I think one last touch we could do for this final panel is to... one thing that I'm consistently worried about in this new thing, when I'm coloring, is that I'm going to overcook it. I have the same problem with cooking. I over-season food because I like those strong flavors, but that might not be everybody's cup of tea. Not to mention, it does take more time as well. So what I'm worried about is that I'm going to end up, kind of over-seasoning this, so to speak. The risk is remote, but it does exist. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So then the other thing I wanted to mess around with before we bounce from this panel was to add a gradient effect. Probably like some kind of like sunset, like bright sunset orange over here. Oops. There we go. Hmm. Let's see how that looks with all the panels together. Yeah, I'm gonna say nay on the overall gradient. I might also reduce the lighten effect here, since that way it'll be a bit more pronounced with this third panel. A little bit. Hang on, we'll bring it back just a little bit more. I think that'll produce a nice effect. Oh, that's funny. Why isn't it working on these two bits here? I know why. I know exactly why. Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to need to localize an area like this for these 3 blocks here. This is fine. I got this. Let's see. Okay, we'll use the hard eraser for this one. It reminds me a little bit of Neapolitan ice cream. I've been craving ice cream really badly these past few days, which sucks because it's cold as hell outside. Man, the thing is, right, because a lot of ice cream based businesses aren't even open in the wintertime around here, right? Like, we don't have like a Haagen-Dazs or something. We don't have like a Baskin Robbins, at least not nearby. There are some local, like, ice cream businesses, but they're only open during the summertime for what I should hope are obvious reasons. But here's the problem. Until that summertime arrives, which, let's be real, is only like 1 month out of the entire year, because summer is insanely short around here. You know, if you don't get your fix during that time, you are done. Hang on, pick color from layer. There we go. And then pick color from layer right here. I've had some nice creamy screams recently. Hope you find some good winter ones. Please should open soon if some open in spring for you. Yeah, I should try and wait them out until spring properly arrives. No, it wasn't soft light. Which one was this? Lighten, right, that's it. Where's Lighten? Oh, there we go. What's your favorite ice cream / adjacent frozen dessert flavor? Ooh. You know, Oh, hang on, that gun looks way too yellow. I actually have begun to enjoy recently. I didn't know about this flavor as a child, but I've begun to recently enjoy rum raisin as a flavor. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's the one that I can think of most recently that I've begun to enjoy. To be fair, there's not an I haven't met an ice cream that I didn't like yet. So wait, is that true? I I honestly can't remember having an ice cream I didn't like. I think the closest thing was this. It's difficult to describe it. There was this dessert place back where I when I lived in in like a certain neighborhood. They had this dessert. They had this dessert in one of these stores that was basically like shaved ice, but I'm pretty sure the ice either was water mixed with condensed milk or was milk that was sweetened. And like rather than being shaved, it was like in little like white, not even strings. It's like in little white like toothpicks. It's really difficult to describe. I'm gonna try and find a picture of it. That's the weirdest one I've had. I still didn't fully dislike it. Hang on, like milk shaved ice. This thing. No, I mean, I think this might be it. Hold on. I'll need to look through some of these to make sure. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so it was at this Chinese place. So you see how this looks like granulated ice? Those are like milk particles. Or at least I'm pretty sure those were milk. What's this? Bao Bing, I think it's called. Let's see. Wonder if you'd be yay or nay on Halo. Let me see. Let me check it out. Halo. Oh, Filipino shaved ice. Okay, I've never had it before, but I like the colors. Motherfucker has beans. The Chinese one has those too. Like they have sweetened beans. I think this one might even have like some rice there, unless I'm reading that wrong. It might be popped rice. It does look really pretty though. I think I would enjoy it just from the colors alone. Although I do know that there's also like that red bean soup with like mochi. I've always wanted to try that. That's not a sweet dessert or like sweet or ice cream adjacent, but I do, I have seen it. I have seen people like, yeah, there we go. We got that nice mochi stretch there. Look at that. That's like the equivalent. That's like the equivalent of like when pizza is like super stretchy. Hello has sweetened beans. Typically, at minimum, looks nice with a variety of ingredients on top of the ice. Huh. You're right, though. There's so many ingredients on top of that. I don't think I can even see the ice. Quite the feat. All right, let's save that. This page is still bothering me for some reason. I think it's the yellow tones. I think so. I think so. I think it's the yellow tones on this. I need to change those. Let me see if I can't change the hue around on this. Ooh, with the purple. Actually, hang on. Yeah, okay. That produces like a very consistent thing. My only concern is that now the particle beam is not going to have enough effect. So I think what I I said the word particle beam, and now I remember particle effects, and I think that's where beam. Okay, don't eat particle beans. You know, you think you've heard of like jumping beans being like a danger to you. You've never been beamed until you've had like the particle bean. Okay, let's see. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, strong. Oh wow, that sucks. You've heard of Rally Super, now prepare for this bean blast! Yeah. When does Setsubun happen? Maybe we might still be in time for a bean blast. Let's see. Nah, okay, we already missed Setsubun then. Apparently that was around February. Would have been in perfect time for a bean blast, though. Yeah, we'll have to schedule the bean blast for next year. Unfortunately, due to karmic coincidences, we will have to reschedule the bean blast for 2024. Again, not a real year. I remember that 2023 still doesn't feel like it's the correct year. It feels so weird that we had I don't know how to put it. I feel like 2021 didn't happen. Like I feel, even though that's the year I started VTubing, I don't feel like 2021 happened. Right? I feel like it went 2020, 2022, and now we're gonna I don't think we're in 2023 yet. I don't think we've entered 2023 still. I don't know. Well, 2024, like the thing is, right? 2021 felt like a real year while it was happening, but like after that, I don't remember any part of 2021, even though so much stuff happened then. 2022, I feel like I still remember being real. 2020 was definitely real, but I don't know how 2024 is going to feel. Like 2023 does not feel real thus far. Like I feel like I have just been not in the proper year yet. I'm still getting settled in. 2024 is sci-fi. 2024 is flying cars. In 2024, your rice VTuber shall become cybernetically enhanced. No longer an imperfect organism of pure carbon and rice. Now I shall become as one with steel. Or something like that. That's what I feel should happen in 2024. 2024 metal rice variant appears. Yeah, I still feel like it's wrong to just leave it here. So I think what I'm going to need to do is just pin it on this one. And also reduce the way that this looks here. Why is that happening? Like, you guys can see how this looks like very much like a solid sheet around here. I think I know why this happened, but it's going to be rather a bit of a pain to sort out. Okay, brush size. No, I think I need to thicken it. "2024 is the year you get a metal type like a type alt like a shiny Pokemon, or like a regional Pokemon, or like those future type Pokemon. There's a lot of different type of Pokemon alts. Yeah, no, huh? I don't know. I don't think Tool would I'm thinking about Tool. Tool, I don't think would count as a regional variant because we're different people. Like we're different species of person. So I don't think Tool would count as an alt variant or as a shiny variant. I could very well make a Tool model. That would actually be kind of fun, interesting. I think actually I should make Tool like the chat mascot. Like having the chat mascot be the sun would be interesting because that way I could have them like say, like pop out of the middle of the screen and like say something. Like in my mind's eye, like, hang on, and let me open up a new canvas for this. In my mind's eye, I'd be like talking over here. Enjoy this extremely low quality Pabs, by the way. And like the sun would occasionally pop up like over here and just like say something. But the thing is, right, because I think like the channel has like, I don't know how to put it. I feel like my channel is too peaceful to have like chat integration like that. It would either need to be like silent. It would either need to be like silent, or it would need to be like, I don't know, like a wind chime sound effect when it speaks. But yeah, I feel like that might, because of the way that like the whole channel is set up, I feel like that would be a little bit intrusive. Obviously, it wouldn't be there all the time, but like, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I'm on the fence. Not to mention, I would have to learn to mix it up. TTS not just for donations, but it's just more of a pleasant, chill, and Animal Crossing voice. Yeah. I think if I have to do it, it would definitely have to be like a very chill Animal Crossing voice type beat. Oh, that's strange. Maybe I turn down the luminosity. Turn up the saturation. Now that is definitely one way to do it. Would be to use it only for like important or donation messages or something. That would be a good idea. Limiting the sun's power to like special events only. I'm still not happy with the action lines on panel 2. I might change those. I'll also need to re-add some of the action lines on some of these other panels. Maybe the answer is to make them thicker rather than thinner. One thing's for sure, I'm going to need to make these follow the natural curve of my hand. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to need to be like. Okay, I think I've got an idea for how I want to do this now. Okay, the next up is going to be page 2, which is going to be also a challenge because it's like a full page thing. On the bright side, there's only one panel I'll need to deal with. Oh god, that is really trippy. Alright, I'm gonna merge these suckers and then I'm gonna get to work. Mode darken, use the gray background so it doesn't kill my eyes. And also so I can see. And I forgot to have page 1 open. This is for the wrong type. But yeah, that's 1 page down at least. You know, if I can tackle like one of these pages per stream, and if I can, you know, if I can do a couple more during the weekend, I think I'm going to be in good shape. Okay, so I think step 1 is to just go ham with one single color here. Okay, why are you guys rebelling? Maybe this one would be better? Yeah, that one's having much better effects. The problem with using darken, right? Oh wait. I wish there was like a way to rasterize what an effect looked like. You know, like I wish it was like this right now for... Wait, I think I might know how to do that actually. Unless... No. No. I'm not gonna risk that. I'll just be patient. Love the expressions how this made. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out as well. This is actually the first page I made for the comic. I think I did this. This one was definitely like all the way back in October or something. God, I have been working on this comic for a while now. You know, a while relative to how long I usually spend on normal projects. It's been what, like 5, 6 months? 6 months max? That's like nothing in like comic time. Okay, let's see here. Although that does bring to my attention that there may be some shade stuff going on over in the black and white version of this. This is also why messing around with the color version is good, because this way I can maybe suss out where other dubious going-ons are happening. Hang on. Did I accidentally mess up the black and white one? Oh, I most assuredly did. Okay. Well, this might be a problem. But not for long. In fact, this might be a perfect opportunity to do a little bit of, you know, I'm going to look at this positively and say that this is an opportunity to do a little bit of cleanup. And you know what? What the hell? Let me make the background here white, too. That way, nobody will be any of the wiser. Unless they have eyes. Yeah, that should fix the issue here. Oh god, you can still see all the rulers from where I have the perspective ruler and the ones for the shading. God. Since I wanted this to be like a test piece, I went a little bit experimental with how I did the shading, which is how I got these like little like teardrop shading styles, which, for the record, I'm going to try it to never ever use again unless I can figure out how to turn them into a brush or something. There must be a way to do it more easily. Then again, hardly anyone does this because it's easy, right? Yeah, what's that one phrase? If it's easy, everybody would do it. Oh god, that's also how I did the friggin' wood paneling, isn't it? I forgot that's how I did that. October Pass was just built different. I had a lot going on at that time. If I recall correctly, October was just about the time I was like getting trained for a new project that could work. I think I'd just come back from getting my visa renewed. Not my visa, my passport. Lots of stuff was going down. Somebody's totally had to have to make some kind of brush for it. There's a brush for everything. Yeah, exactly. Like that's a blessing of the Clip Studio asset source. That like much how there was like that mantra, so like there's an app for that. There is almost assuredly a brush for that. I have a big hunch that the person who coined the "there's an app for that" phrase is almost definitely Big Bang Theory, but I don't have any proof yet. That phrase has also done like irreparable damage to our technology industry. There's an app for this, there's an app for that. Well, why don't you apply yourself for once? Wait, hang on, I've got an idea. Okay, so I'm going to test run something, right? I'm going to go back to page 1, and I'm going to try a little something something. So, okay, where's this most likely to happen? Okay, right here, right? So I'm going to go to the actual layer here that has a color on it. I'm going to add a white layer underneath it. Now we're going to add some white background underneath it. Going to merge these two, and then I'm going to make it darken again. Is that going to fix the issue? No. In fact, I think it almost made it worse. Okay, what about like a darker gray? What if I merged it with like a darker gray? Oh, no, 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 no. That's even worse. All right, you know what? If it works, don't worry about it. Yeah, new what do you call? What would you call it? Like it's not an addendum. It's a um it's not like a counter maxim. There's like a word for corollary? I think that's the word, corollary. Yeah, corollary. There's new corollary, corollary. No, no, no. Okay, corollary. New corollary to the phrase "if it sucks at the bricks." If it works, don't worry about it. Yeah, I did also need like a picture of this to get started, so I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste a snapshot of this to this page. Did this one also have that issue? I think so. Okay, we'll do that quickly then. Increase by 1. Then move that up. No, 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 too much, too much, too much. Sometimes when the app chugs like this, I do wonder if I might be working the poor old thing too hard. Poor little thing. I'll optimize my layers some other day, I promise you. If you think about it, the fact that we have the ability to affect like multiple layers at a time is kind of amazing. We should be grateful for this ability and not take it for granted. Yeah, it's easier to start like this. Let's see. Over here and here. God, I forgot how many like little lines I made on this thing. You know, I constantly bring up the fact that most people reading comics, this is like a statistical thing, so do take it with a grain of salt. But apparently, most people who are reading comics spend a maximum of 8 seconds reading each panel. You know, assuming they're not some freak that's reading like a chapter of Hunter x Hunter where like the character is having like a full panel's worth of exposition, like a full chapter's worth of exposition in 2 panels. And they're actually reading through all that. Hunter x Hunter fans are very dedicated, so I can easily imagine some of them doing that. God, Togashi really is the greatest of all time. Not for like, you know, any of the works that he's published, but because he made works so good that people are willing to read through all the like context in those Hunter x Hunter panels to understand what's going on. Like he conditioned people to be able to do that. And that's what I find impressive about his work. Very often it's hard to make people care about exposition, but he made it happen. Hmm. Let's see. Did I maybe choose the wrong color on this? Yeah, there we go. That seems okay. Right. I use this one for the base and this other one for like the highlights. Let's see. I'll need to do this on a separate layer. I should also probably do the colors for the skin and everything on a separate layer as well, actually, come to think of it. Hang on. Oh, oh shit! Thank you for Sable. Like, hey Jupiter, thank you for the Sable. Oh hell yes! I'm definitely gonna play that one on stream. Enjoy your lawyer badge as well. It's crazy how you can now buy a lawyer badge on Steam for 20 for like for like $30 or so. You know, they talked about like ChatGPT passing the MBA. Steam just outright gives you a law degree if you buy Ace Attorney. Let's see. I was doing something right. I'm coloring. I'm doing the coloring work. I never should have listened to that one scene from The Emperor's New Groove, because like now whenever I'm like, oh right, the thing for this thing, I immediately think of like the Kronk line, like, right, the poison for Cusco, the poison made to kill Cusco, the poison that we made specifically to kill Cusco's poison, that poison. And like that's like just bled over into my day-to-day thinking. Hmm. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna take another drinky of water. Okay. Right on. Just doing a quick check to make sure that they're filled in fully. Let me take a look at page 1. Vertical video voice. Here's a hashtag lawyer life hack. Want your pin without having to spend years on things like bar exams and learning what a law is? Ace Attorney is under $20 on Steam. And also, and you know, after that, I imagine they launch it to like a HelloFresh sponsorship or something. I know there's that one blog on Tumblr, Wrongger, I think is their name, that does like translations of Chinese TikToks of Douyins. And it's always a riot whenever like the characters are very obviously shilling for a sponsor. Or like they're doing a parody of shilling for a sponsor. Like I know there's like this one troop of 3 guys that they cover pretty frequently, who do like occasionally, like what do you call it? They do occasionally have sponsors for their things. Wrong, just a TL here for translating so many Douyins, right? Like honestly, much respect to that to Wronger, Tumblr user Wronger. Absolute translation hero. They are almost quite literally single-handedly carrying the translation effort on Tumblr for Chinese Douyins. I don't know why I'm specifying Chinese Douyins, as if they're not all Chinese. It's like saying manga from Japan. Like, yeah, no, where else would it come from? America? We tried that one time, and boy, let me tell you, it didn't work out great. I listen to a podcast sometimes called Dirty Old Ladies, which, you know, completely different to what the name would make you believe, is actually a podcast about webcomics. And they talk about like Tokyo Pop. They talk about like how Tokyo Pop was a real thing, and they had like original English language manga, which they called like OELM because of the acronym. And like you learn about that, and it's like, oh my god. He cuts out ads from videos, so I imagine the sponsorships are nuts, right? Yeah, God. The sponsorship game on those ads are completely on another level, right? Like at least then I feel like I respect that more because they try to work it into the bit rather than like entire TikToks who are like, yeah, buy this buy like this tea that'll make you crap yourself for 3 days straight. I still couldn't believe that was a thing that somebody. Remember when somebody tried to sell like that weird sauce that had like zero FDA regulation approval, and like made it so like the back label had like angel numbers or whatever. Do you remember when that happened? I still can't believe that happened. Brings the halt to speak out about today's sponsor, HelloFresh. Yeah, the pink sauce. Oh god, the pink sauce. I don't want to remember the pink sauce, but I don't think I can without therapy. Oops. Yeah, god, the pink sauce, right? Jesus Christ, the pink sauce. You should sell your own, coincidentally, also pink sauce. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that whoever has that... Actually, come to think of it, now that you have your lawyer's badge, I could definitely try and do that. I could definitely settle it in court if it comes to that. Like, let's be real. If I end up selling any kind of food product, I highly doubt I ever will, but like, if I do end up selling something, it would definitely have to be like some type of furikake, right? Like, I feel like that would be only fitting that I end up selling furikake. I start selling like I started selling my own version of like Gamer Girl bathwater, but it's just like the water I used to boil my rice. God, so many possible cursed marketing ideas. I should have never become a business major. I'm too good at being evil at it. Okay, have you considered that my client is rice? He's an expert on food, believe me. He is quite literally made out of the stuff. I mean, yeah, like, look at how innocent my face is. This is a trustworthy face. Definitely not like full of sharp teeth that would scare the jury. I hope we have to settle it by trial by combat. I'm not saying I would win. I've always just wanted to do one of those. I feel like it would be a good experience to just settle things with trial by combat from time to time. Just have that on my CV. Yeah. Core competencies: Excel, PowerPoint, unarmed duels to the death. If nothing else, I feel like that'll be a benefit almost on account of like it shows your tenacity, right? Yeah. Previous experiences. Let a troop of unarmed bandits to victory on the battlefield. Rip to that one dude who made like a 16 post long thing about like how he sucked ass at being a 16th century warlord. I could rock that. I could have that gig in the bag easy. Who else could you trust with sauce? Rice pairs with everything, handles everything. It's practically made for sauce and stews and soups. Everything else under the sun. You know who my client is affiliated with? The sun. And like the judge bangs its gavel. To clarify, you mean the sun in the sky? Yes, that very same. In a whisper, you want to mess with the sun? The sun in the sky? Let's be real. If even a single part of my lore were real, I would be untouchable by the law. I'm pretty sure being affiliated with the Sun qualifies me for some kind of ambassador perks, diplomatic immunity or something. It gets you further in trouble for basically treating the Sun like it's mafia connections. That would be a fitting end for it all. Unfortunately, unlike Al Capone, I know how to do my taxes, so they're not going to pinch me for that much at least. Didn't go to accounting. I didn't go to accounting classes for 2 years just so I could not do my taxes properly. That is a really funny idea, though. Using the Sun as like a mafia connection. It would be wrong. However, it would be funny. Dedication to the bit is always priority number one. Gotta be, gotta be. Listen, unless the bit is completely unsalvageable, you gotta commit a little bit. You have to risk. As an entertainer, it's your obligation to risk your life and limb a little bit for the bit. Hang on. This effect looked a lot fancier in black and white. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Should I also just make this like the same blue as the apron? I feel like that'll be a good move. But then it might get a little lost of the against the background there. What the hell? I'll make the apron this yellow. Oh yeah, that's a nice contrast actually. There we go. Let me lower the stabilization on this. I think the easiest part of this to color is actually going to be Hawk. So let's start with her. Now that I see the line committing to the bit, now I'm just thinking of a dude who's like, I come from a long lineage of guys who are committed to the bit. What do you think you are to me? Who are you to challenge my bloodline? My legacy of laughter. My... What else is there? My airness to the haha. That one needed some more time in the oven. My birthright to being a boo-boo. Let's see. Oh yeah, I missed a little bit here. While I'm at it, I could just like add a line here to make this more readable. I don't know why. Whenever I think about like, long legacies of of this or that, I always think of like the Belmonts from Castlevania. I don't know if they ever actually managed to answer this. Did they ever figure out like what the Belmonts should be up to after like, I imagine they defeat Dracula again and again, but like what about the generations of Belmonts who don't have a Dracula to fight? Like, do you reckon there's like a time limit where they're like, all right, I'm 40 now. I dedicated my whole life to training and fighting. I don't think Dracula's going to come up in my lifetime, so I think it's time for the next guy to be on the turn order then it's time for the next guy's turn on Dracula duty. God. The thing is, right? Bloodline, the idea of like a bloodline of people dedicated to one thing, it's a bit of a loaded ideal, but it is like very cool when it's pulled off correctly. However, the moment you start thinking about like the logistics of it, it all breaks down. Like there was that one really popular game on the App Store. I remember like Infinity Blade or something like that. I remember that like the whole plot of that is that like generation after generation of your descendants come to kill the like demon lord or whatever the hell is mucking about at the top of a tower. And that's all well and good, it's all fun and games, but you go on to have like descendant number 482. And like I wonder if at any point any of these guys are like, you know what, maybe we should just like get an Apache helicopter in this. It's like 2003 now. We can get one of those here. Like at what point do the Belmonts stop like personally attacking Dracula because they just don't have like artillery? And at what point do they just decide, all right, screw it, this guy's getting the fucking railgun? There has to be like a generation that's like, all right, listen, this has gone on long enough. We need to start shelling Dracula. No, this is a finger. Come to think of it, Dracula's like, unless you're a major superpower, Dracula's like one of the worst opponents that I could think of because, there's not a whole lot, even like your basic stake and hammer these days costs like a fair amount. It's not like you have infinite number of them. You know, and people see you walking around with like a flail, with like a morning star attached at the end of a chain. They're gonna start asking questions, and that's not good. I still need to play a Castlevania game. I haven't yet, but I will. Someday. The problem is that Castlevania is like a Metroidvania. You know, it's one of the games that founded that genre, as the name would suggest. And I'm not very good at Metroidvanias on account of the fact that I easily forget where stuff is, and I don't bother with like super like. I think like I do have like a little bit of the completionist instinct in me. Like I'll be bothered if I don't have like 100% completion, right? But I think like, you know, I'll definitely like well, no, maybe it was just a skill issue of me being like 9 years old or something. But I feel like I will forget where some stuff is, and I'll need to look up a guide. Like I feel it's not intuitive to me. Catch this, old man! And you leap off a ledge like it's top rope and slam him with an elbow. He tries to get up and you whack him with a steel chair, or rather, one that's somehow made of glass and filled with holy water. Yeah, I mean you could splash a little holy water on that bad boy. Dracula would still feel it. He doesn't know shit. You know, given that a sizable contingent of the Mexican population is Catholic, I'm pretty sure there is a luchador who could just like straight up. I'm pretty sure El Santo could have taken Dracula in a fight. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure El Santo could have taken Dracula in a fight. Have you played the Metroid part before? I tried to play Metroid Fusion one time, and again, 9-year-old rice brain was not yet multi-thread and powerful enough to do that. Funnily and almost frustratingly enough, I do have like the Metroid Prime collection for the Wii in disc form. I have it on my shelf, but I've never been able to play it because of the fact that the version of the Wii that I had was like one of the earlier ones, like one of the ones closer to 2007. So it doesn't actually read the disc. It's not updated for that yet. So either I need to find some dude who will like do a $200 surgery on my Wii. Sentences, I hope I never get taken out of context. Or I will need to, you know, just do it the normal way and probably get a Switch. I'm not super huge on the idea of owning a console because I don't play video games that much outside of streams anyway. Sometimes I do. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I have, like, I've noticed that whenever I feel anxious about something or whenever I feel nervous about something, the one game that will definitely, almost certainly calm my nerves is Ultra Kill. Which is funny for two reasons. First of all, I'm not that good at Ultra Kill. I'm not good at Ultra Kill, like, at all. So that's one reason why it's funny. But I don't know what it is about the game. Maybe it's just like the fast-paced action of it or something. But I feel like after I play that game, I feel much calmer. It's like that one principle, right? Like where people are like, if you're nervous about something, like clench all your muscles for a good solid 30 seconds. And then, you know, unclench them and you will feel a lot better. And it works. Okay, so this part here is like dark. So this color here would actually be better. I've been enjoying a bit of Vita gaming recently, but I know once I'm done with what I'm playing, I'm likely to set that bad boy down and pretend it doesn't exist for the next year. Yeah, no, like I do feel like, you know, as much as like as the Switch offers a lot of like benefits in gaming, I don't see myself like casually playing something on the Switch. Like I would like with, say, the computer. Yeah. Like, the weird thing, like, to be fair, wow, that was nice. 10%, then this doesn't exist again. Yeah, that's actually, like, the thing is, right? That's actually the relationship I have with my DS. I still have a functioning DSi, which, and I think I've mentioned this before. I use it a lot on airplanes. I play my DSi on airplanes all the time because it's still like handheld. It's still got a great battery life. Oh my god, the battery life on that thing is so good. And it's portable, and it's much less bulky and less fragile, I think, than a Switch. And I know for a fact that I don't play DS games. I don't play DS games unless I'm on a plane. Which is a shame. I should get back to a Rune Factory at some point. The Vita is a nice size/weight unless big hands get in the way. Switches/Team Deck seems pretty big and hefty. I wonder how the Switch Lite feels. Oh, that's true. I see when I'm at the airport, I do see like people like, there are these vending machines just selling Switch Lites. They're like those Best Buy vending machines that have like a bunch of random crap in them that they're hoping people will buy because it looks expensive. And can you even play a Switch out of the box? I don't think you can. I think you need to like log into the airport Wi-Fi. Yeah, at least the Toronto airport I know has a vending machine like that. Though the airport where I live doesn't have something like that, but the Toronto airport definitely does. Fuck, I hate the Toronto airport. That place sucks ass. There's nothing like particularly offensive about it. It's just like very mid. Hold on. So that's what's causing it. Edit. Alright, how do I turn white to transparent? Is there a way to do that? Convert brightness to opacity. Okie dokies. I'll log into the airport Wi-Fi and buy some digital games while my new Switch charges. My identity has been stolen. Yeah, totally. That's what'll happen. All right, hang on. Let me try this step right here. Okay, so duplicate the layer. 1, 2. Test below. Hide the original layer. Okay. Click on the white area with the automatic selection tool and cut or erase from the edit. Follow adjacent pixels. Okay, no, that's not going to work. What else? What else you got? Convert brightness to transparency. Clip Studio. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What the hell? Oh god. No, fuck off. What the hell is happening? Okay, no, okay. Sorry, I'm fighting for my life here in the browser. I'm in the Firefox browser, fighting for my life. Edit. Convert to drawing color. Oh, convert brightness to opacity. Here we go. Oh my god, that was so easy. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Oh my god, that's gonna make my life so much easier. That's just a button you can press. Holy shit! Oh, hang on. I gotta go back and do this for the first panel too. Oh my god, that is that is beautiful. Okay, layer, edit, convert brightness to opacity. Boom. Just a real quick one. It's fast. You got to do it fast. All right, so does this one have... Okay, this one has some white. All right, so here's how we do it. Okay, convert brightness to opacity. Boom. Oh, that is so much better than what I was doing. Oh my god. And here I am struggling like a beast. Oh, praise the heavens. All right, you're next. Come here, you. Yeah. Going back to the topic of like the airport switch, like conceivably, you could try to do it so that like you have bought a... No, they had Switch games on the vending machine as well. Like that's a good news. Like you don't have to buy the you don't have to buy digital games with the Wi-Fi, but you do probably need Wi-Fi to set up the Switch. Because fucking every console has to have that function now, apparently. Oh my god, yeah, that looks so much cleaner. Oh, life is beautiful. There's something good in every day. Of course, I still need to... No, like, look, it's so clean and perfect. Oh my god. It's like a caveman discovering light. Stares into the camera as a physical copy of the game has to update before you can play. Oh, that would be murder. God. I hate the future so much. The future rules. It's so good. But it sucks. Oh. My gosh. Alright, here's what let's do. I'll finish up Hawk. Or no, I'll finish up the base colors on the maid. And then I'm going to call it a night. Seriously though, this changes everything. It's so beautiful. I wonder how many people are going to figure out that, you know, when they read it, they're going to figure out that I based this chainsaw thing off of a big old meat carver. Like, you guys will know, but like, I wonder how many people will realize that. Also, I learned that there are some very... You know how like there's like, you know, personal hygiene products that are marketed towards men? Like, I feel like I learned that while I was researching stuff for this, I learned that there are versions of that for like kitchenware products as well, and I have never been more delighted. Like they had like they were like so trying to convince you that like, no, buying a meat carver is like manly and awesome. Look at it, we turned this one into a chainsaw. I'm like, that looks like it's gonna tear off my arm, but I agree that it's kind of cool. Yeah, nothing kills your fantasy about like what it would be like to like fight with certain implements and like reading some dude's opinion of it. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, like, when I was a kid, I was like, oh hell yes, chainsaw into battle. And then I read something that was like, actually, like they were going like full nerd emoji mode, and they were like, actually, it wouldn't be that great of a battle implement because of the fact that the chainsaw arm would not chainsaw arm, the chain on the saw would actually like whip up and hit you in the face sometimes. And I'm like, oh, cool, I guess. Like nothing ruins your passion for that faster. Like I also had like this thing where I wanted people to like fight while wearing rings, right? But then I learned what like a ring invulsion was, and I'm like, okay, guess we're not doing that. Don't look up what a ring invulsion is if you have a weak stomach, by the way. It is kind of gross. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. I remember, okay, there was this one, I don't remember which studio produced it, but I remember it was like one of those studios that pumps out like 30 movies a year. And there was this one scene where like before the main character went to go fight somebody, she put on a lot of thick heavy rings and then her fist wraps over it. That's the one time when I'm going to be like, okay, no ring invulsion thing would apply, because first of all, she has like a lot of rings which are just going to add to weight. Like the problem with a ring invulsion, right, is that if you don't spread the weight, because you're like putting all the weight on that ring, there's a risk that the ring will just like flip while you're still wearing it, which will be very painful for you. But if you're wearing a bunch of them at once, then the risk of that massively decreases, so it's fine. Because it's the shock from punching somebody is going to be spread along those several rings, not just the one ring. So that's fine. Not to mention she wore wrapping over it as well, which would probably assist with stopping that. I know there were some dudes who used to. I don't remember if I read this from like Baki or something, but like I remember there's also like a thing that you can do that you can like put on plaster of Paris or something underneath your boxing gloves to make them hit harder. Because if you put plaster of Paris plaster of Paris on your gloves, you're basically hitting somebody with a rock after a certain point. Hmm. Maybe if I did it more like this. Yeah, I think that's better. Oops, wrong layer. Right, I wanted to finish up the maid so I can... What the hell is this? Hang on, what's going on right here? Is that also in the... No, hold on. Where did that come from? There we go, that's much better. Oh, even that could be a little bit better. Hang on. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy and paste this. Hmm. Hmm. So that's not it. So which one of these is it? Or that's all going wrong? I'd have to go to the proper shading layer, wouldn't I? Rasterize this and merge with layer below. Still missing some though. So where is that coming from? Has to be from one of these, right? Ah, there it is. And then we can just make do with some of the rest of these to bolster that. And then we'll convert brightness to opacity just again. There we go. The perfect crime. Right, where were we? The mate's basically done. We just need to fill in the boots. I always picture the boots also being like a dark black. I guess something like this will do. And once again, I'm doing it on the wrong layer. Okay, and then... Perfect. Okay, we've got a good start on page 2. If I can keep this momentum going, we should get to page 10 in no time. Or page 12, actually, I should more accurately say. Let's see. I like that now I can probably just, like, stand on my desk as well. Hang on. Yeah, I'm small enough that I can do this. I can just stand on my desk. Alright, well... Yeah, I've had enough. It's time to take a stand. Alright, let me send you guys over to somebody else. He likes feeling tall? I'm 4'5". I gotta take every victory I can get, you know? Let's see. Oh, right. I think Excuse Me Princess is doing a subathon, so let's go say hi to them. Where is the dashboard? Here we go. Alright, well, thanks everybody. I think on Saturday we were scheduled up to do some reference page work, so we'll be taking care of that. Thank you all for coming by, and I will see you all later. Bye.